Hello, and welcome back to Pikmin 3 Deluxe in 10 days. With all fruits and no glitches. What was the title of this series? I'm feeling especially calm when doing the voiceover today, and that's fitting because we're here at the Twilight River. Certainly one of the most relaxing spots in all of Pikmin. That said, we are here on business. We have a Captain Olimar to track down. And not much else to do. Tracking down Captain Olimar will take the whole day, without really leaving any time for side goals. But we'll do what we can. We'll be splitting into two groups to start things off, and after all the work they put in yesterday, the Reds are getting today off. It's time for the rock and yellow Pikmin to strut their stuff. And before we leave the landing area, we want to disturb this little fella, the iridescent flint beetle. They're optional invincible enemies that drop pellets and nectar when you bonk them. And we're interested in the nectar, so we'll bonk this one twice. That bridge there will be the target of the first half of today, and we can see why just by looking. There's another onion in trouble over there, a brand new type too. Exciting. That discovery will have to wait though. We've got a very long bridge to build, and that means a lot of bridge pieces to transport. And actually the landing site is something of an island, so it's a good thing that we've got a way of crossing this side. The Twilight River's defining feature is this sort of lazy river setup. You can hop on lily pads to float down in one direction. Charlie will follow with 20 yellows and 10 rocks. The rocks don't actually need to be rocks, they just need to not be yellows. Those rocks get nectar, and we'll use Go here to have Charlie follow along behind. Meanwhile, it's time for Alf and Brittany to split up. The bridge pieces are in 3 piles. 20 inside these crystals, 30 past the electric gate, and 30 more where Charlie's headed. We want all of those piles done in one trip, so that's 80 Pikmin taken up. The remaining 20 will come with Alf to take care of this puffy blowhog. In Pikmin 3, it's incredibly difficult to get Pikmin to stay latched onto one of these, making rocks far and away the best option to deal with this thing. It takes some finesse, even with the lock-on you kind of have to corner it to keep from missing your throws. But with a bit of practice you can take care of it before Charlie arrives. He'll stand ready at the entrance to the cave, and we'll take those 20 rocks over to Brittany so she can deal with a different threat up behind this electric wall. Yes, we see you. Both this pile and Charlie's have a very long trip to make to get to the bridge building site. This squad is bound to have some leaves lagging behind, so they get an early start. And Alf can wait here for them to return. It'll take a while. Charlie has a wire that takes 20 yellow Pikmin to connect. This is the reason I fed the nectar to rocks earlier. Had I loaded Charlie up with all yellows and gave them the nectar, well, the flowers there would simply be first in line to grab hold of the wire. By giving the nectar to a different variety of Pikmin, we guarantee that all of the leaves end up holding the wire and getting supercharged, thus ensuring that Charlie's bridge pieces get to the worksite as soon as possible. Just watch out for the water dumpels lurking nearby. They don't like to stray too far out of the water, but they will exit the pool, so pay attention. Also pay attention while your Pikmin are crossing the flowers. I've had many runs where I wasn't paying attention and found myself one bridge piece short because a Pikmin got stuck on the lip here, but they didn't need any help this time. It's time to switch back to Brittany, who's got currently all of the Pikmin available to us. They've got a small amount of area clearing to do before Charlie's group gets here. They'll be passing much closer to this threat than the other Pikmin will. Indeed, here they come now. Since we'll be propagating a new type of Pikmin on the other side of that bridge, we'll want to put them away in the onion to make room for the new type of Pikmin that we're growing today. By the way, if you happen to notice any discrepancy with the numbers, that's because the original recording of this actually got corrupted, so I had to go back and redo the day. I tried to keep it about as accurate as I could though, and I made sure to redo all the same actions. I always enjoy seeing a big progression of Pikmin just going about their work. It's satisfying somehow. Look at that onion flutter. I do enjoy this game making every onion's movement slightly different. This one seems especially excited. Look at it, do a flip. Yes, we have winged Pikmin now. Most of the immediate next while we'll be building up the winged Pikmin numbers with Brittany, and waiting for the bridge builders to return to Alf and Charlie, so we can take this time to discuss the ins and outs of winged Pikmin. They're too light and gentle to score any direct hits, so they'd even have trouble taking down a pellet posy on their own. They also have decreased attack power overall, and while carrying things in the air, they move slower than Pikmin can on foot. Now that said, they are able to carry things through the air and over hazards such as water, or even smaller enemies like Bulborbs. They're also able to pull on these pink sprouts to uproot them, and they can even be directed upwards to gather treasures in the air, or just up high ledges that we would otherwise need yellows to reach. Personally, I think their greatest strength actually lies in combat, even though they have decreased attack power. Part of it is another reason that we'll see later, but also, most airborne enemies just aren't built to stand up to 40 Pikmin swarming them at once, even if winged Pikmin have weaker strikes. Lifting this twig takes 10 winged Pikmin, and is the first thing we want to do once we have the means. It's blocking lilypads from going down this side of the river.
Captain Olimar.
He said the name Captain Olimar. He must be Captain Olimar. Yes. Nope. Uh-oh. That didn't sound good. Well, that's a bit of a leap in logic, but we're right about the goal there. We'll be able to ride further downstream here than on the other side. Brittany's not done growing winged Pikmin, though. Going downstream will fall to Alf and Charlie. Alf's overdue on setting Pikmin on berry duty, let's get that going. And once again, make sure that Charlie has all of his Pikmin with him and not tripped up by the flowers. We'll do one more round of food sourcing here with Brittany before switching back to Alf and Charlie. They've got a lilypad to catch though, so it'll be close. You can see that first one heading under the bridge right now, that's the one we want to take. It's a long wait for the next one, and still a fairly long path to Olimar's signal as well. But priorities, we're not leaving without these bomb rocks. They save more time than anything. Oh, it'll be close. Well, that's not ideal. It's not ruinous though. 2 of those bomb rocks were extras, and we can't stack damage on this boss like we could other bosses. So being short 10 or 20 yellows is not the end of the world. We will have to hurry though. Well, there's that wooden tower you mentioned. Right away we're met with a dirt wall. We could ride the lilypad under it or tear it down by hand, but we've got a faster method. And second verse same as the first, we need to gather bridge pieces again. Most of them are going to require winged Pikmin too, so I'm doing something unconventional and beelining to the less used link point. It's far into this area and blocked by an electric wall, but it's not all the obstacle it seems. Yellows can be thrown high enough to go straight over it, and Alf can walk through the river just fine, meaning this thing actually isn't a time sink at all. It'll be all torn down by the time we get back, winged Pikmin in tow. I appreciate the team spirit, little guy, but you've got more important work to do. And yes, there's a snag right here. It is not an issue. If I'm on track to complete the day in time, the noon chime will usually ring around the pushing of this box. But actually, noon is a fair ways away. I was ahead of schedule this run. Which is a welcome sign, knowing that I'm short 10 or 20 Pikmin for this part of the day. Don't mind us, just passing through. Now it's time to show what we've been building up all that spicy spray for. Using one spray will supercharge every Pikmin that's in your party. In this state, they move faster, they work faster, they attack faster, and their attack power has gone up too. It lasts for about a minute, but also every affected Pikmin blossoms into a flower Pikmin, and that's permanent. So even though these are typically used for fighting and taking down intimidating foes, it can also just be useful in situations like this, where you want to boost the efficiency of tasks for the rest of the day. We'll have the land crew follow behind Alf here. His wings have made short work of the Scornet swarm under the power boost, and they'll handle both of the piles of bridge pieces that we've seen so far. We'll take this farther one in one trip, and the closer one in 2 trips. Meanwhile, the ground squad have another wall to tear down. We know where this is going. They'll join with the winged Pikmin that are done with their pile, and get their help to lift a board. One of these boards has the remaining pile of bridge pieces under it. The other has enemies. We want the bridge pieces slightly more useful. That puts all the bridge pieces in motion, though. All that's left is to regroup and get ready to fight a boss. Don't worry, Captain Olimar. We'll save you. We only need one captain to fight the boss, technically, but it's the last thing to do today, so Charlie's coming with. It is so bothersome trying to whistle a line on their way out without disrupting another line on their way in. There's some protection there. Pikmin carrying bridge pieces won't get whistled away from their task as easily as idle Pikmin. But if you do catch one of them, they won't drop their piece where they are. No, it'll poof out of the Pikmin's hand and show up back where the pile started. So rarely it will be almost impossible to recover from, instead of actually impossible. Which is what it is most of the time. Well, there he is. And there he goes. Behold, the Scornet Maestro. It may look like there's still time in the day, but this boss takes a very long time to take down, and it's a long path back to the ship. The reason this boss takes such a long time is that pack of Swornets circling. They protect the boss from all harm, at least until they're sent away to attack. And waiting for that to happen is a good time to get Brittany directed towards those stragglers. The Scornet Maestro cannot be knocked down until all of its Scornets has left the field. At that point you can layer on some damage, but never more than a quarter of its health in one go. At least not on hard mode. If the Scornets nab a Pikmin with any of these attacks, they're not dead immediately, but once the attack is done and they all come back to the Maestro, the Pikmin will be sort of stuck on them. At that point you'll have a short window to destroy any Scornets that are carrying Pikmin before they bite it. We don't want that, primarily because it wastes time and delays the start of the next attack. Plus Pikmin safety and all. And while we've got Charlie here, let's use him for something. During the third attack, the Scornet Maestro positions themselves at the far side of the arena from whichever captain you're controlling, and the Scornets sweep the entire center of the arena. With only one captain here, it can make it take a while to actually approach them for an attack. But with 2 captains here, we can have Alf just very non-stealthily waiting directly beneath. Do a bit of evasive maneuvers with Charlie there, and no time wasted. Brittany's where she needs to be, so let's take these remaining 2 bomb rocks where I would have used them. They won't be enough to take down the wall in front of the pair, but they'll be able to weaken it for the next day here. And good, everyone actually got on the lilypad this time. The fourth and final attack in the Scornet Maestro's rotation is to sort of surround us with all the Scornets. This is another case where they stay away from us, but we're at least safe to exist in the center of the arena this time, so it's not too hard to approach after it's all said and done. Throwing your Pikmin, it can be hard to land them directly on top of the Scornets. Rocks, though, have that little extra bounce at the end of their throws, and they still do damage during that. So it's nice to have a few just to make that opening. With that, the Scornet Maestro is down. And for whatever reason, none of the Scornets survived the falling of their Hive leader. So we're rewarded with all of them, a papaya, and Captain Olimar, who does not seem to be conscious. We'll just take them back to the ship ourselves. We'll load them up with as many ground Pikmin as we can. Remember, winged Pikmin carry things slower. The papaya is heavier than Captain Olimar, which unfortunately means that even at max capacity, it'll come back to the Drake more slowly. Which means it's just not going to make it in time. In fact, we'll be ending the day without collecting any fruit from here. The good news about all of this is that practically everything that needed to be done in the area was on the path to the boss. So while we are leaving all of the fruit behind, we'll have pretty free passage across all of the Twilight River next time we come here, which should make rounding up said fruit a lot easier. There we go, wall's been weakened. And we'll just follow the procession here, as we reunite with everyone. Another reason I don't want winged Pikmin carrying things back is because of those spider webs that trapped the onion earlier. There are a few more of them in this level, and if one of them is on a winged Pikmin's path, it won't notice it. It'll just fly right into it. A bad way to get avoidable deaths. There's not much left to do in this day, but we'll make use of what time we can, for a couple small but important things. To start with, getting this bag down is actually meant to be the main shortcut between the main area and the second half of the Twilight River. It is right next to the base after all. Though until we blow up that wall, it'll remain a one-way path going in. Getting rid of that wall gives you free access in and out. And the last order of business is to return to this fallen enemy and fly them across the river for just a little extra food for the winged Pikmin before the day's end. They'll be right near their onion, so they'll be safe for sunset, and it'll bring their numbers from 34 up past 40, which is where we want to be in preparation for day 6. 40 winged Pikmin, and ideally, 4 doses of spicy spray. I won't be quite at 4 here, but remember, this is me re-recording this part. In the main run that I continued from, I got even less. That time I barely managed to get 3 even. Look at him, our valiant hero. Right? Well, he's a Hokotation at any rate. Being able to rotate the Hokotation is great fun. It tends to be that somebody gets left behind at the tree stump while trying to double up on Captain Olimar or collect as many Scornets as we can. That's what Captain Charlie's been left there for. That way no Pikmin gets left behind. With that though, that's basically every task for the day done. Better to call it here and just make sure everyone's safe at sunset. And no, I won't be plucking that sprout. I didn't have time to in the main run. This run, despite the Pikmin that got left behind midway through the day, actually went a lot smoother. It's sort of nice to know that even though I've done probably over a dozen 10-day runs at this point, I'm still able to improve, still got room to. And there we go. A hectic day and technically a fruitless one. But we rescued a Hokotation with minimal hiccups. Everybody came back safe at the end of the day. And, well, actually, we didn't get all the spicy spray we came here for, did we? Perhaps not an entirely positive result, but still one to be proud of. I can't quite remember what happened originally that I only barely made 3 spicy sprays at the end of day 5. It might have been that I made it to 4 and accidentally used an extra one, or it might have been that when I sent Brittany to the flower to keep track of them for the end of the day, I sent her too close. Pikmin who return to a berry plant become idle until it has new berries, and if they're standing near a captain while they're idle, they'll just go and join the captain's squad. At that point it doesn't matter if the berries come back, they just stay in the squad and don't do any more gathering. Still no deaths and everything. So let's take a look at the replay here. Look at all those trails go, carrying ridge pieces to and fro. Oh, actually, it looks like Charlie and Alf didn't even catch the first lilypad. It's a wonder this day worked out as well as it did. I'm used to it being a lot tighter. You can kind of tell from this bird's eye view how the path to the northwest would be the intended shortcut to the later areas from the Drake. It doesn't put you at the most central location in the second half, but it is mere steps away from the Drake, and a lot less circuitous than the path to the south. And there we go. No fruit, but practically the entire area got explored, so return trip should be easy. And with the rather unfortunate development that the Cosmic Drive Key is still missing in action, I'll leave things here. We'll see y'all for day 6. And it'll be a big one.
Olimar, Twilight River.
Tam so super. Dam do you what to? Tam oh him. Tam to. Oh.
Suk tak joy.
That's an impressively furrowed brow there, Alf.
Watch out! Nah.